Now, you can die at GRS. So I'm going to go to Tex's office first and just save the game. And I'll die on purpose. Oh. Oops. So you get to see the death scene. To GRS we go. Right. So, save that. GRS. There's a security probe.
The GRS office complex is located in the heart of New San Francisco. Elena's passkey gets me into the lobby, which is empty. A directory shows Marcus Tucker's office on the 4th subterranean level. I take the elevator down. Before the doors open, I hear a warning.
Attention! Lethal security probe on premises.
Oh goody. And this is the lethal security probe. If I walk up to it.
Where am I? Is this a dream?
Not quite, Murphy. You are dead.
Dead? Wow. Then you're the big PI in the sky?
That's right, Murphy. But now is not the time for you to be here. Your life must be restored so that you may fulfill a higher purpose. There is a vast and malignant evil at work on the earth, and fate, for some reason that even I cannot fathom, has chosen you to oppose it.
But why me?
I'm no more thrilled about it than you are. Nevertheless, your fate has been decided. I will do what I can to help you make your way, but only you can fulfill your destiny. Now, go back and try not to get yourself killed again. You will know when the time is at hand. Try to move a little faster this time. If you get out of this alive, do me a favor and start getting some regular exercise. And it wouldn't hurt to lay off the smokes and booze for a while either.
He sure told us. Right, let's go back and avoid the probe.
The
probe seems to just be a giant eyeball.
Yeah, it's a giant floating eyeball of death and destruction. Ooh,
Lovely.
research and development. Now in each room there's a place where you can hide, and it's behind this desk here, because they do security sweeps within the rooms. Let's see. Paul Dubois, he's the Colonel's contact.
Looks like this computer requires a computer card to get access to it.
And we don't have one. There's something on the floor, a wrench.
A hex wrench. I've got an idea this will come in handy.
How convenient it was just randomly on the floor like that.
Yeah, in the same sense that ammunition is just lying everywhere in games where you need ammunition.
Yes.
A team pennant. Paul must be a real baseball fan. Let's take a look at this thing. What do we have here? It's like a computer access card.
Just what we needed. And in the same room as well.
I should turn on the computer first.
Just do it yourself.
Computer passcard required to access this computer.
In the future,
Thank
computer voices will be very slow. To whoever reads this, the information contained in this file was to be delivered by me to Colonel Dobbs. I've been collecting this information over the past 6 weeks. I'm now being watched, and I doubt I'll ever be able to get in touch with the Colonel. Whoever you are, please get this information to the Colonel. He's promised to take it to the authorities. What have we got? So we've got the Crusade, the GRS project, Moonchild, initiation, secret doctrine, and known history. Crusade. After I was hired at GRS, asked to submit to a genetic scan. When I was found to have no genetic defects, I was invited to join the Crusade. I resisted initially, but accepted when I found out that Ava Shanzi wanted to become a member. Ava's a project supervisor here at GRS. I admit I had a romantic interest in Ava and thought it would be a way to get to know her. A small group of people met in Marcus Tucker's office after work, and Ava and I were initiated. It didn't take long to realize that this group was not the Crusade for Genetic Purity. The members called themselves the Brotherhood of Purity, and there were dark rituals and readings of prophecy. Frankly, I was scared, but I was sure that there would be no way out once I was involved. It was Ava who told me to contact the Colonel about exposing the Brotherhood. The project. The project we've been working on is being directed by Marcus Tucker, with Ava Shanzi, Thaniel Murray and Camden Leander as project supervisors. Tucker has divided the project phases, so only he knows everything that's going on. My part in the project has been to develop a specific artificial viral strain, which I've been told will be used in treating respiratory ailments such as bronchitis and asthma. At one time there were at least 30 people working on the project. Now we're down to 8. I tried to contact some of the employees that left, but couldn't. Today I found out what happened to them. Some of them were considered to be genetically suitable and have been sent to the Moonchild. The rest are dead. I accidentally found a recording made of an experiment, and the test subject was one of my former co-workers. I only saw a few moments of the experiment, but it was horrible. I'm sure that experiment involved the use of an airborne virus that was inhaled. It caused a violent death almost instantly. It's horrifying to think that my research has probably contributed to the virus that was being tested. The Moonchild. Those who've heard about the Moonchild have been told that it's a religious getaway for faithful members of the Crusade for Genetic Purity. I've found out otherwise. It was constructed by the leader of the Brotherhood of Purity, and is referred to as the Ark of Humanity. The only people allowed to go there are members of the Brotherhood, genetically pure humans. The Moonchild is gigantic and has been constructed to easily support thousands of people, along with all known forms of animal and plant life for several generations. The ultimate purpose behind the Moonchild is to provide a safe haven for the faithful while the Earth is going through its final purification. I don't know exactly what the purification entails, but I believe it's directly related to the experiments we've been doing here at GRS. Moonchild looks very big.
It's like a space station.
Yes. Initiation. When I was initiated, Marcus Tucker informed the others at the meeting of my genetic purity, then went on to give a short speech. This is what he said to the best of my recollection. The principles of the Brotherhood of Purity have existed for thousands of years, but the order itself was founded by the Docetists in 300 AD. We know little about those who founded our order, only the truths that were left behind and passed down from one generation of the Brotherhood to the next. These truths are contained in an ancient text known as the Secret Doctrine. Through the ages, our power has lain in anonymity. We have quietly prepared for the day in which the Docetists' prophecies will be fulfilled, and the genetically pure will inherit the earth. Many of history's greatest figures belong to the Brotherhood, but this fact does not appear in any history book. Each of these men, however, laid groundwork for the next generation. Each man's action a single stone added to a massive structure. It has now been 1,000 generations since the foundation of the Brotherhood of Purity, and the time has come for the prophecies to be realized. all has been prepared, with the exception of finding the ancient Habu, a powerful talisman forged of magical elements, being the vessel through which the Brotherhood's power is channeled. When we have reclaimed the Habu, we will journey to the Moonchild, the guardian of the faithful, and there we will celebrate the purification, the time when the earth will be cleansed of all genetic abominations. Then, after the waiting, we will return to a pure world and enter the glorious new age. This is all starting to sound a lot like Moonraker.
Yes.
And they will know that there is law and order in the heavens. The Secret Doctrine. It follows the prophecies contained in an ancient text known as the Secret Doctrine. From what I've read, been told and overheard, I've come up with a description of the Brotherhood's objectives. The Secret Doctrine tells of an entity called the Incubus, which the Brotherhood could summon when all the prophecies had come to pass. When I was initiated, I learned that only one prophecy had not yet been fulfilled, having possession of something called the Habu. From what I could gather, the Habu is some kind of mystical statuette, which holds sacred powers. Once the Brotherhood found the Habu, the Incubus would then create a Moonchild. This Moonchild would be the destroyer of the genetically impure and the guardian of the pure and faithful. Another of the prophecies says that a great storm called the Great Alluvion will come from the skies and destroy the impure. This process is referred to as the purification. I think the Brotherhood plans to accomplish this by introducing an airborne virus into the Earth's atmosphere. After the purification, in which all life on Earth is exterminated, comes the period of time known as the waiting. The prophecies say this will last for 2 generations. It was for the waiting that the Moonchild was constructed. After the waiting, the pure races aboard the Moonchild will return to the Earth and begin the new order. And the last part, the known history. The origins of the Brotherhood of Purity predate written history. So many of the details are lost. The order started in the Far East among a small group of men whose concepts reached thousands of years into the future. While other more primitive men were learning the uses of metal and stone, this Brotherhood was embracing the rudimentary principles of eugenics and ethnic cleansing. The names and acts of the founders were passed down orally for hundreds of generations. The genealogy, philosophy and icons of the Brotherhood, however, were not fully committed to paper until the 3rd century AD. A group of men, known to outsiders as the Docetists, composed an expansive tome, attempting to summarize the history and doctrine of the ancient order. This text became known as the Secret Doctrine and was accepted as the official word of the Brotherhood. The Roman Empire. The Brotherhood of Purity grew steadily in power during the rise of the Roman Empire. Despite the enormous wealth and influence of the Brotherhood, its anonymity was preserved. The number of those who were initiated and received the teachings, signs and passwords was kept to a bare minimum, ensuring complete dedication and fealty, as well as avoiding the dilution of quality, which inevitably comes with overpopulation. When the Roman Empire fell, the Brotherhood survived unscathed. In fact, it is speculated that the Order hastened the downfall for its own benefit. The Empire had grown obese and sedentary, and was no longer conducive to the higher ideals of the Brotherhood of Purity. The members of the Order cast their eyes towards the fierce and hungry tribes of Anglos and Saxons. Anglos and Saxons. Why does it say Anglos? They're Angles. Anyway, which were not as intellectually advanced as the Romans, but had not suffered the physical decline. Many of the kings in medieval Europe were members of the Secret Brotherhood. One was King Henry I, also known as King Henry the Fowler. He ruled Britain around 900 AD.
Played football, did he?
Yeah. That bloody King Henry tripped me up. He was considered a visionary by the other members of the Order. He prophesied that a gigantic storm will appear from the eastern sky and will overwhelm the impure, and this was added to the secret doctrine. Other pivotal and powerful rulers of the Middle Ages were secretly affiliated with the Brotherhood of Purity, including Charles the Great, Henry the Lion, Otto the Great, Philip of Swabia, Conrad IV, and Frederick Barbarossa. While King Charlemagne was not deemed... whatever. While King Charlemagne was not deemed intellectually suitable for the Brotherhood, his closest advisor and confidant, Hugo von Turon, was a high-ranking member. His influence on Charlemagne drastically affected the course of Europe's and the world's history. Counted among the members of the Brotherhood were not only kings and statesmen but also religious figures such as Basilius Valentinus, Bishop Klingsor, the Count of Auxerre, and Ecbert of Moran, the 13th century Bishop of Bramberg. The Spanish Inquisition was instigated by a single radical member of the Brotherhood who held a high position in the papal order. It is commonly believed that the hundreds of thousands were put to death because they refused to join the Catholic faith. In actuality, these deaths were the result of an enormous ethnic cleansing. This was done, however, of the brothers' own volition, and was not an act of the Brotherhood. Throughout the Middle Ages and into the 20th century, there were several branches which sprang from the Brotherhood. The Crusades were in part associated with one of these branches. Eventually the main body was able to pair off the splinter groups, but not without great bloodshed and civil war. Most of these conflicts have been misinterpreted by history, indicating the extreme and far-reaching power of the Brotherhood of Purity. Adolf Hitler somehow obtained a manuscript of the secret doctrine, and was heavily influenced by the principles of the Brotherhood, though he was never a part of the order. It took many years for the Brotherhood to undo the damage done by this madman. Even in the years which have followed, the main core of the Brotherhood has had to deal with other mutated branches, some of which have grown to massive proportions before the influence of the Brotherhood could bring them under control. And that's it.
Oh, thank God.
Right.
Warning. Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
Oh dear.
I wonder if Matthew Corbett will be there as well.
Let me see if I can save. Yes.
His little security sweep on his hand.
You should pick up that bin and use it against a giant eye.
Oh, it sounds like an elephant.
Maybe also the eye
Security
came
elephant.
from.
Its trunk searching around.